It's a massive pleasure to welcome a former world number one badminton player and Olympic medalist here in Mumbai, Mathias. Welcome. How are you today?
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Enjoying your show here.
Yeah. Tell us, you're a badminton player, of course. We know that, one of the best that we've seen. But what about paddle? Do you play? What do you think?
I am not one of the best you have seen, but yeah, of course, born with a racket in my hand, of course, it's relatively easy to pick up. I mean, that's why the sport is also growing so rapidly. It's because it's quite easy for beginners also to pick up. So my paddle level is decent. For if I compare it with Indians, it's good here, but compared to these guys, it's obviously horrible. But I really enjoy playing, and it brings so much fun.
How do you see it as a sport that's growing? I suppose, throughout Europe it's very big, clearly a lot of Spanish players here, but also here. What's the growth like here in India, do you think?
What I hear and what I see is more and more courts are coming up. I obviously spend more time in Mumbai and there's not that much space, so it's just squeezing in a few courts where it's possible. But I mean, I hear a lot of people that really want to try and bring more courts in. I hear the fight with the tennis court about like taking some of their turf and building paddle courts instead. That fight is going on in a lot of clubs nowadays. So I think that it's really growing. Of course, like how I've seen in Europe especially. So I've seen how it's developed in Denmark, where it also came from absolutely nothing. 6-7 years back, no one knew about paddle. Now everyone is playing it, and I'm pretty sure it will happen here in India also.
What are the similarities with badminton, would you say?
Yeah, so I think that paddle is a good mix because it's merging all the sports. Like you have the glass from squash, you have the ground stroke, the base stroke from tennis and the volleys, and then you have the overhead from the badminton. So of course for a badminton player, the advantage is all the smashing and everything from there, and maybe also the footwork. And for me, because you're used to playing doubles, it's also that team. You need to be able to understand your partner and so on. And all this you don't see so much in single because you just have to be the best yourself. But here you actually need to be able to play with your partner and communicate with the partner. So that brings another aspect into it that maybe like a lot of tennis players and squash players have not tried before. That you actually play as a team.
Let's talk about you. Of course, you're a former player, champion. We know that, and coach as well. You coached a pairing here in India to also be the world number one pairing. I believe it was a bit of a slow start, like any partnerships. But coaching, what would you say is a secret, or some of the secrets to becoming a really good coach?
Yeah, well, there's different ways to it. Like obviously, my advantage was a player. I was tactically quite good, so often that tactical aspect I was able to bring in. And for Satvik and Chirag especially, that was maybe what their game plan. They needed a game plan, and they needed someone who was pretty confident about what to do and what should train on. And then obviously, when you have like dedicated your entire life to something, then obviously it's not so difficult to spot the gaps. If I sit and study a badminton player, it will not take me many minutes to find the weakness, obviously, because that's what I've done my entire life. So trying to bring all these things in, but as a coach, it's a little bit more difficult because it's not about yourself. You need to know how to talk to people. You need to understand.
You can't just do it yourself.
Yeah, exactly. And you need also, talk differently. Chirag is a Mumbai boy. Satvik, he's from South. He's from Telangana. Andhra actually. So like their personality is also very different. So you need to learn that. So of course that was a little inexperienced in that, and we all had to find each other. So that was what we were working with.
Yeah, it's good to know. I think paddle's different to badminton, but being a coach, I think those messages probably move across many different sports. Just finally, we're here today, of course. Next few days, will we see you maybe Friday and Saturday for the final? Bring some friends and family.
I will try and make it tomorrow. I think Saturday I'll be busy, but but tomorrow I'll come and support. I mean it's a great event, so obviously I want at least to support with my presence here and see the players, and I enjoy it as much as anyone else here. So I'm just a paddle fan and a paddle geek here. So it's really good to be here.
Great to have you here. Great to meet you as well. Enjoy today, and we'll see you over the next few days. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Thank you.